Decided right.
Stop till he takes it. Smarter. Am I calling a favor?
Yo, alright. So tell them niggas to bring the smoke. We'll come lay them the fuck out. Simple.
Oh, we back for Power Force Season 3, Episode 10 predictions.
You think I can't handle a fucking war by myself, Uncle Tommy?
I know you can't ride one out from the back of a fucking college classroom.
It's gonna be crazy. You know, Episode 9 was insane. We definitely got to break down what could potentially happen for the last episode of the Power Book 4 Force finale. We first have to start with Jenard. Jenard right now is a complete menace on Power Book 4 Force. We saw the last episode where his brother had died, being Diamond. Diamond sacrificed himself for Jenard. You know, Diamond really told Tommy, like, look, that's my bro, and I got right with my bro regardless of his ways. Regardless if he's high, regardless if he's a hindrance to CBI, regardless if he's the problem for why him and Tommy never continued. I feel like Jenard and Diamond having that final talk together really, it really caused a lot of sentiments where Jenard is going to really ride out knowing that, he bro really was behind his back. Thorough. Even when Jenard wasn't behind Diamond's, like, Diamond was always there. Diamond got told by his pops, look, you got to take care, little bro. So Jenard definitely knows that he's owed a lot. Because he could have died. The bullet was actually meant for him because of what Jenard did, messing up and killing JP. But as King Kilo said, they been playing games. It's crazy because I feel as though now Jenard going to crash out. We saw in the trailer for episode 10, Jenard really at this point where he's telling folk, everyone, like, you got to pick right now because he know the spot. He going to find out where the funeral is for JP. And he's going to take any opportunity he can to kill Tommy, kill D-Mac, kill everybody he needs to. One of the last conversations Diamond and Jenard had was the fact that they definitely felt as though there was an undercover in the CBI camp. Now, this turned out to be Raheem, who Shanti had been working alongside with to get the job done. He even looked like as though he really wanted a little something from Shanti as well. But the way the ending occurred in episode 9, Jenard looked as though he caught Raheem not participating at all. His gun wasn't flying at all, and he just looked like the op. So it looks as though, Jenard's going to set up Raheem. One way or another, he's going to make sure Raheem gets gone. What's changed now is the fact that Diamond's guys, the ones that really were in CBI because Diamond has gone, they'll be confused. I think that's why Jenard really asking them, what side are you guys on? A few guys like Bones, they really were there for the coalition between Tommy and Diamond. Now that it's not there no more, not even Diamond, I think as though, Jenard really trying to wake these guys up like, look, my bro gone. If you guys really follow bro, y'all should be avenging his death right now. So I think this episode really going to be fire. It's going to be crazy. A lot of firepower is going to happen. And we can imagine some huge fireworks in regards to CBI and fighting Tommy and co. Now, the main episode of episode 10 seems to start off more centered about the funeral for JP, and it shows Tommy's mom, she's so distraught right now, being a mother and losing, she said another son. She mentioned Ghost last time, and now JP, it's very personal, especially when it's blood, your direct son. So they show her in tears. You can see it's really tough for her to manage and cope with, so it's going to be a sad occasion. But what's crazy is that Jenard is shown to be outside, he outside of the service, which is insane to be fair, for a funeral like this, and knowing Jenard and how high he is, he definitely going to do it. He's definitely going to ride out for his bro. So a lot of shooting might happen in this funeral. And we've had funeral issues before, like at the time of Power Ghost where Pappy had died and it was an all-out shoot fest. So it's not the first time in Power where this has been the case. You can't have a peaceful funeral, So we'll see where that goes as well. But that's really going to cause an all-out war. And Tommy does speak to Maria also on that particular trailer for episode 10, Tommy's telling her, look, Jenard gonna go for everything. So he really cautious about his baby and Maria, making sure that they are safe in this particular time. And I think that is going to be the question mark going forward. One other thing was, in episode 9, Egan caught Maria, sat there looking for a way out to Mexico. You know, so Egan really was like, are you really trying to leave my son behind? And I think maybe they keep it between themselves. But it raises a question mark that this was almost close to the same thing that was shown when Keisha tried to pack her bags. She ended up dying. Now, it really brings a theory of what's the plan for Maria? Is she going to live? Is she going to run? There's a lot going on there. But she does speak with Tommy. It seems as though she's got his back. As she tells Tommy, look, you can win this war. So it's really, really interesting to see where this goes for Maria. One other thing that's shown in the trailer is the way Bobby's crashing out. You know, Bobby's very in pain with what happened to Stacy's ex-wife, as Tommy said. And I think he's realized now that, you know, Saint moving crazy. Saint's compromised with the Marquez cartel. And in the trailer, you see that he's pressing Saint. I don't think it's a coincidence that Vic is the next person you see, where Vic is saying, let's take down Tommy. Can you imagine Vic? Vic that was supposed to leave. He was supposed to leave Chicago. Bro had the chance to leave Chicago, fly out. He ends up coming back, as you can see him in the trailer. Now I believe that Bobby is the one that is trying to chat to Vic. Bobby knows that right now, he can't really do it the federal way. He's not going to get Tommy the way he wants to that way. So I believe that he teams up with Vic. And I think that's going to be the surprise also in the last episode of Power Book 4 Season 3. So he will team up with Vic and they'll come out with a plan to be able to take Tommy down. And I think this is always the downfall of it. I think that's one thing about the Flynns. You know, we saw it when it came to Claudia. Claudia had the chance to step out. She could have just come clean. She could have at least even collaborated with Tommy, settled it with Tommy, but instead she thought she'd be smart to take him out. Vic is going to try to do the same thing and fail. And I think he's going to do working with Bobby. Now, Bobby, I really believe that Singh might get onto him. You know, it's one of those ones where Singh really doing anything, pressure right now to do what the Marquez need. And I just feel as though he might get the short end too. So those two, Bobby and Singh, I'll be surprised if both of them survive. You then see what everybody's been waiting for. Tommy's call. Who does Tommy call? Now, I think everyone believes it's going to be Tariq. Some people wanted Tariq to come back episode 1. You know, episode 1 of season 3, they really wanted Tariq to come back. That can't be so. So we all predicting Tariq will definitely come at the end of this Power season of Power Force. I think it's only right, you know, Tommy's come in Power Ghost a few times, so it's only right that Tariq comes and shows himself in Power Force. So it's only right. What we see is, it seems as though they need help. Maybe the CBI just touching them everywhere, pressing them hard, dealing with the Marquez cartel as well. Both of those guys, I think they're really pressing them. And it's like, yeah, Tommy really needs someone that he really can trust, that can rescue them in helping them push against these guys. Now, the way Tommy's doing it, it seems as though from his facial reaction, it's like he ain't trying to ask for favors. He ain't the type to really be the one to ask for favors. But when he's pressed, you know, he's gonna call who he knows. And of course, we see in Power Ghost, at the end of the Power Ghost, we see Tariq gets a call. So we were just waiting for the time we can verify that Tommy and Tariq are going to work together. Now, earlier when we had Power Ghost, I remember a lot of fans, I ain't going to forget, a lot of fans were saying, why would Tommy call Tariq? Why would Tommy ever need Tariq? It's Tommy. But now I think it's a lot clearer why that's the case. Given the fact that he needs bodies, he needs soldiers, he needs someone he can trust that can help him. And I think it was very obvious that it was Tommy on the phone with Tariq, given the fact that, you know, the person was saying, of course, we're family, you know. Tariq, he like, yeah, I'm down. Let's lay them out. I'm just like, whoa. So, no, this is going to be definitely big. Now, the clip after, it looked like Tommy in trouble. It looked like he trying to get a gun ready and he got 3 CBIs on him. And I think they look like CBI young boys too. I think one of them definitely was one of the D-Mouse guys that lost his boy. So this is really going to be interesting. This is the time that I believe Tariq's going to come up. Tariq definitely going to lay 3 of these guys, take 3 bodies, and we're going to see how good Tariq really is by this time. One other thing is that everyone's kind of confused with the timelines. You know, when did Tommy call if now we're only seeing Power Force? So we have to look at it this way. When we had season 2 Power Force, during that time, Tommy's already, he's seen his brother, he's been through season 2 already, and then he appears in Power Ghost before the season. That's where he meets Tariq again, and they hash it out, and they end up being family again. After that, of course, you see in Power Ghost, for the next season of Power Ghost, where you have the ending. This particular ending is where we align the last episode of Power Book 4 Force to at least align the timelines. At this point where Tariq has now been called at the end of Power Book Ghost and now Power Book Force, this is where Tommy and Tariq align. And we now see how Power Legacy comes to play. So what we really wonder is, does Tariq come with anybody we know? Brayden? Effie? Maybe Kane? Are they going to be playing games? Are we not going to get Tariq at all? Are they going to come with Ghost? That's crazy. Can you imagine Tariq, Ghost, and Tommy? I think that's too insane. But definitely we can imagine that Tariq definitely should come at the end of Power Force, which is going to break records, and I think it's going to make people tune in for the finale of Power Book 4, Season 3 of Force. While we definitely wait, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll find out. Let's go.